Mavs and Suns tonight. Suns took that first game, and they were winning for the majority of that game, actually, but the Mavs kind of stormed back late in that fourth quarter. Suns end up winning by, I believe, 7. So, Josh, we'll start with you again tonight. Is this going to be another game where we see the Suns dominate for 3 quarters and the Mavs cover on the back end?
Look, firstly, I hope not, but I think it's another game where the Suns can dominate for 3 quarters once again. I said basically everything the same as game 1 in that I think it's a mismatch in terms of the styles of these two teams. I think Phoenix matches up perfectly with Dallas, and I'm not sure Dallas has the bodies or the coach to make the adjustments necessary to slow down Phoenix's scoring primarily, and in turn, change something for their offense where you look at that game, and obviously there was a late flurry there in the fourth quarter, but Luka probably couldn't have done much more in terms of being a scorer. They got, ridiculous contributions from Maxi Kleber off the bench. As a team, they still shot over 40% from deep. So the things that they need to do to win, they did, and they still fell short by some margin, I think, in the end, even though they did make that little run. So the Suns offense, like I said, I think it still just keeps ticking. I still think they're able to get to their spots. They're able to execute exactly what they want. Obviously, you still need them to make their shots to an extent, but I'm confident that they will. Like I said, I think that everything for Phoenix in this series is in their favor. So until I can see something from Dallas where they're able to make some sort of adjustment that highlights a capability perhaps that they can swing things in their favor, I'm just going to keep assuming that Phoenix is going to be able to keep exposing them with the basketball, and that they'll be able to do enough defensively to get the stops there as well. So hopefully another night as well where Deandre Ayton is able to dominate inside, because I think that has a big part to play in it as well. The rebound disparity for Phoenix was noticeable, and if they replicate that again, then that's another sort of nail in the coffin for Dallas, if you will.
Well, I like that take because I'm also going to play on the Suns. A couple different angles. I'm going to take the Suns first quarter team total over 28.5 and the first half -3. I mean, game 1 got out to a pretty fast start, and I think the Suns are going to be kind of upset coming into this game, knowing that they let Dallas back in the fourth quarter and kind of gave Dallas a little bit of confidence, thinking that they can really hang around with them. So I think the Suns start this game off fast. Devin Booker is one of the best first quarter scorers in the NBA. And the Mavs also like to play at a faster pace to start off this game. So I see some points in this first quarter for the Suns. And then I also echo a lot of what you just said, Josh, in terms of all the adjustments that the Mavs will have to make. And if they're able to make those, Deandre Ayton, the center position for the Suns was dominant in game 1. So I think this is going to be a Suns up at halftime. And I don't hate your full game look either. I just got to, pace myself a little bit and not get too carried away. Alex, no plays at all for you today. What's going on?
I mentioned this before the show. Some days you have a lot of ideas and none of them sound good. I wrote down 6, 7, 8 different things that I might possibly bet on. I think I gave out 4 or 5 of them on the last game. As I look at this game, I like your handicap for the first quarter, Kate. One of the things I might be doing as I watch the game, I'll be hunting for a live game under at some point during the first half. We saw the scoring really explode in the first and second quarters there. 25-35, so you're looking at 60 points and then 65 points in the second quarter. So maybe hunt a second half under, something like that. I do expect this game to slow down a little bit as maybe it tightens up. At the end of the day, you guys talked about it. Phoenix was up by double digits almost the entire game. I think that Dallas was inside the number for 60 seconds, maybe less. And for some reason, we had to come down to sweating a bucket at the end for those of us that had the Suns -5.5. But you look at it, Dallas had a solid game, shot 47% from the field, 41% with a high volume of 3-pointers, won the free throw battle by 7. Did get smoked on the boards, which is something, we talked about, I expected. And, Josh and I, again, we're kind of on board here. This should be a great series inside for Phoenix after, what they had to deal with against New Orleans. And the turnovers were close. Usually Dallas turns the ball over more. So I don't know what Dallas does to get better in this game than what we saw last game. Maybe Phoenix comes back to earth a little bit. They did shoot a blistering 50% from the field, 40% from 3. So maybe some of that ticks back a little bit, but there's no reason to think that Phoenix isn't going to keep rolling. I just have the number pretty close to where it is. I think it's right about 6. I made it 7. So I'm happy to leave that. And like I said, I'll wait to see at some point in the first half, I'll start live betting some unders.
All right, well, Josh and I both like Phoenix rolling tonight. I'm playing the first quarter, team total over 28.5, and the Suns first half -3, and Josh is taking the full game -6.